Greetings, dear ones. I am Kryon of Magnetic Service. In the Temple of Horus we are, in Edfu, a spectacular temple which has survived the thousands of years because it is built well, dear ones. I want you to imagine for a moment how this was accomplished and ask you, do you think there was someone in charge? Do you think the workmen simply descended on this and shaped it? And perhaps they had a plan, but there had to be an architect. There had to be someone there pointing and saying, this goes first, this goes second, and supervising it step by step over the years it took to create such a thing. In addition, there's an elegance of building here. It is not simply a cookie cutter, as they say, temple. The floors slope a certain way on purpose, the certain angles, the perceptions, the doorways that shrink and open. All of these things, dear ones, took a great deal of planning, mathematics, and supervision. I've told you before that it's hard to find the plans or even the tools. The plans, dear ones, are sacred. They were given by God, and they were instructed carefully and followed out, temple after temple, for the same kind of building, the same kind of consciousness of building. It's not unusual that you didn't find the plans or perhaps even the tools, any more than you would find the tools if you had one of your skyscrapers suddenly buried and unburied thousands of years later. You would not find the tools there or even the plans. They're in a separate place, perhaps a separate office, a separate building. Here, that has not yet been discovered. You know the names of the architects, and even their tombs have not been discovered. So there is a sameness of something that is missing. But you can see the results, dear ones, right in front of you. The majesty of planning and order. The Egyptians were good at this. There was order here. There was similarity here. There was good management and control here in building here. And what you see has lasted 1,000 years, another 1,000, perhaps another 1,000 on top of that. That is the result of mastery, of architecture, of planning, of mathematics. We continue the story of woe. Now has come back to his teacher, his master, for more information about something he never knew existed. Because his teacher, his master, is doing a show and tell, perhaps the first time he has ever heard these things, or been shown these things, or been told these things, about tools the human being has in a higher vibration. Filled with metaphors it is, and it continues. And the teacher says to Woe, Woe, are you ready for more information? And Woe said, yes. So the teacher said, I want you to imagine a factory in progress. This is a metaphor. Woe, it's a factory that makes a product. And every single worker in the factory and all the departments, all that which goes into making a product is known. Let's call the product L. And everyone in the factory knows their job, not just the workers who make L, But the accounting office and the sales office and the human resources office and all those things that go into making a corporation, they know. And they accomplish their jobs because they know what they're doing. But there's something missing in the factory. There's not much direction. Now, if you looked at the factory, you could say, well, it seems to be working well, and the products are rolling off the assembly line. Here comes another L. Here comes another L. Here comes another L. But over time, dear ones, the factory, without someone in charge and someone saying, correct this and go here and do that, it bogs down. There's dysfunction. There are problems even between the departments because they don't talk to each other. It's not easy anymore. You might even say there is dis-ease in the factory. Well, I've just described the human body. Every single part knows what it's supposed to do and does it. And the product is L, life. We told you before, what happens to cellular structure when there's no direction? It ages more. It doesn't have any consciousness of knowing because there's no one in charge. There's no boss. But there is a boss. What is it you have been told in your culture, or those listening to this, all the woes, the woe-mans who are listening to this, what have you been told in your culture? And it goes like this. The body does its thing. And you look down at the body and you hope it works. And if it doesn't, then there's chemistry that'll help it. There's all manner of chemistry today. You call them drugs. They will manipulate the chemistry in the body to make it last longer or perhaps to cure a disease. That's what you've been told. And that's what the culture then does. Almost exclusively, that's what the culture does. But I'm going to give you some information that you can throw all that away. If there were a boss, there would be no more dis-ease. And so this is where we get the expression, and we have told many times, many those who listen, many woes who sit in front of me. Be the boss of yourselves and have a consciousness of energy that helps them to know what to do. Now, you don't know what a cell does. Not really. You'd have to study and study and study to even understand the chemistry. That's the cell's job, dear one. They do it well. But they need an architect. They need someone in charge. And this may sound odd. You sit in a temple that was built for what? Meditation. Thousands of years ago, the architects built that for sound, meditation. You might even say, to establish the glory of the Creator. Today you sit here, what we are doing, thousands of years later, meditation. Some things don't change. Your body needs meditation, not necessarily like this. Call it biological meditation, and be the architect when you say to the body, dear cells of my body, listen up. I love you. Work together like a beautiful love machine with compassion for one another. And I will be there as the architect with my consciousness, with my own body, with you, to direct you into life. You'll find that you'll have a human that does not contact the diseases of the day, will not have necessarily creaky bones of the day, will not age as much, we said before, but more than that. More than curing disease, more than healing. It's a body that will not then deteriorate as much or catch the things of the day. It's about health, not about healing things which are wrong. It's about preventing them in the first place. A body that does nothing except love you back in the way it works, and you love it. An odd concept, perhaps, to medicine, that you would love your body so much that you would meditate in the temple of your cells and be the architect of your own life, and how they work together in the beauty that they were designed to, with you in charge of all of them. Once again, Woe never heard that. He always simply took his pills. This is the truth of the day for all of you who wish to go to the next level of what you're here for. Old soul, you're designed to live a long time. Old soul, we need you to. This earth needs you right now. It needs your compassion, your prayers, the energy of your consciousness, the architect of your own humanity. I'm in Kryon in love with all of you. And so it is.